here to present the 2025 Founders Award for Excellence in Directing. Please welcome to the stage Drama League alum and Tony Award winner, Sam Gold.
I really always love this afternoon, not just because you watch celebrities eat, but because, and I mean, you can see how much of Mia Farrow's lunch has been consumed behind my head right now. It's crazy. This is crazy. But more, I was really trying to be serious with this one because it's my friend Whitney. The Drama League is one of the only institutions that's supporting emerging directors and helping directors find a path. I did the Drama League when I was, I don't know, it was could have been 25 years ago. A lot of the directors in this room did it. It's a really amazing thing, and I get to give a directing award, so it's a very good feeling, and especially because it's with my very good friend Whitney, who it's very rare that directors become friends, good friends with other directors. And some of you were laughing because you're thinking to yourselves, that's because we're all ambitious and jealous and we don't want each other to do well, and all that's true. But also, there's another reason, which is that directors we take on everyone else's anxiety for the shows. We take on people's stress and all of the things that it's live theater and you don't know what's going to happen. It's a lot on the director's shoulders. We're like the compost bins of the theater, and we don't really want to. I could go further with that metaphor if you're not liking it. There is more. It involves flowers, and you don't really want to have this other person who, at the end of the day, you're like, oh my God, my day, this actor locked themselves in the dressing room and wouldn't come out unless I did acupuncture with them in their dressing room before the show, which has, yes, happened to me. And, but with Whitney, we became really good friends because there were other stresses that were more important. We were both taking care of loved ones who were ill, and we needed community, and we found each other and became really good friends, and it's been very meaningful friendship to me, and especially meaningful because she's shown me a path in directing that is very rare. There's very few directors who are achieving what Whitney's doing. We are being asked a lot to repeat ourselves, to work in a very narrow bandwidth, and Whitney is being honored today for a very wide breadth of work, all of which is done with an immense amount of talent at an extremely high level and heart. You may have first seen her work in a very small room doing a movement ritual. You may have seen a Broadway comedy. You may have seen her up on the fucking stage singing Shakespeare adaptation. It is a lot of different talents, and she is at a very high level with all of them, and that is something a lot of us want to get to do, and it's very, very hard to get a community to let you show that many sides of yourself beautifully, and it's very rare, and Whitney is a very rare talent. I sat next to her until I got to come up here and watched her cry visible tears when Andre DeShields spoke, scream when Ryan spoke. There's deep feeling, deep connection to this community, and you feel that on stage in anything she's doing, and it is a great, great honor to give the Founders Awards for Excellence to my dear friend, Whitney White.
Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry, that is a little bit hard to receive from Sam Gold because he is one of our best. And I have a little speech written today that I will try and get through, but the first thing on my mind is actually dignity. And my first professional associate job here was with Sam. And I came to the city with $200 and some change in my bank account, and I was trying to make it as an artist, living off of like whatever I could feed myself. And I was in a room with him and these incredible actors, Daniel Craig, David Oyelowo at New York Theater Workshop on this incredible production. And he looked at me one day and he said, "What do you need?" He said, "What do you need?" And that has transformed what I think my job is as a director. That is our job, to ask people, what do you need for your production, for the piece of text that you have poured your heart and soul into, to the actors on stage that are bleeding for us every day. We get to make our shows and walk away, and they're carrying this work on their backs. But he asked me that, what do I need? And it was my first experience kind of being seen in the workplace and being treated with respect and dignity. And so that's what I'm trying to do. And I had a very big year. I don't know if I'll ever have a year like this again. I will speak the names of some of the plays and playwrights I had the good fortune to work on. Walden at Second Stage, Liberation at the Roundabout, the last 5 years on Broadway, Macbeth and Stride at Yale Rep and at BAM. And I feel incredibly fortunate, and in each of those experiences, I've just tried to carry that question with me as much as I can ask the people I'm working with, what do you need? Then I get better at my job, and my job becomes more possible. Before I tell you any more about my little story, I do want to take a second and say thank you to the Drama League. I think a lot of times we come to these events and we don't really understand what the institutions really do that we're supporting and we're a part of, because they give us all so much in individual ways. But if you look at the larger piece of the puzzle, the Drama League is still one of the only places that doesn't have prejudice or discriminate against you depending on what program you came from, right? Or who you know. They look at the ideas that you have. They look at you as a candidate. They consider your potential and your vision, and then they find a way for you. And it's not just one program that they support. It's many programs, and it's not just New York artists that they support. They are fostering and developing artists across the country. And it's really sad to say that they are one, I can't even count it on one hand. There's not many institutions that are doing that, particularly for directors. So, thank you. I just want everyone in this room to know that this is a real organization that has a huge effect on our entire ecosystem across the country, not just Broadway and off-Broadway. It's a much bigger thing that the Drama League is serving, and I certainly wouldn't be here without it. When I applied to the league, and I'm gonna try and be quick, I'm sorry, oh my God. When I applied, I had a very, many people told me I had a risky idea or a challenging idea. They still tell me that now. And I was trying to work on a Black adaptation of Anton Chekhov's Three Sisters with music. And I applied just with this idea, and they let me into the Next Wave residency. And that was the first time any institution kind of said yes to me in all the areas that I'm hoping to express myself. I only say that, again, to uplift this organization. And express gratitude towards them, because they're doing work for so many of us in this room that no one else is doing, and I don't know what the business would be without them. Please forgive me, I may be political for a second. I hope you'll forgive me. It was an incredible year for me and for so many people in this room, and barriers were being broken, as was mentioned before, but it was also a strange year. Maybe you feel the way I feel, that change is all about you, right? Some of it feels like good change. Some of it feels like change we're all working towards, and some of it is really scary, and it's putting everything we love at jeopardy. And we should all just know that in the room. And so what I want to end on, in the face of that change that I find really challenging and really frightening, is the C word, and it's competition. I think that we are headed somewhere that none of us, we don't know what's gonna happen, right? Things might get challenging, maybe it won't. But I think often we're competing against each other in this very strange way, and I think we're about to head into times in which we need each other, like in a real way. And I hope that, you know, in light of what Nick said, everybody liking everything, that is a real thing. We need to start supporting each other in a new way. So, thank you. Thank you. So to the artists in the room, I'm really talking to all of you, show up for each other. We have to show up for each other, not just in New York, but to artists across the country. We're all actually doing the same thing. We are breathing that beautiful air that Andre talked about, but we're doing the same thing. So I hope that we can work towards that in light of what might be very challenging times. And just briefly, thank you to everyone who has said yes to me, who has helped me. I am a product of mentorship and education. Again, I had nothing without it. Mentor somebody, help somebody, support somebody. And to my husband and partner who's here with me today, I love you very much. Yalu Beauty Bia, thank you for everything that you've done to help get me up here. To the producers and agents and all the other people who also said yes to what might be a risky idea, that idea being me, thank you. And I hope everyone in this room continues to say yes to risky artists and risky ideas. Thank you very much.